Gerry Bohanon is a BYU Cougar. The same Gerry Bohanon that I watched win a Sugar Bowl. The same Gerry Bohanon from Earl, Arkansas that I watched beat the brakes off of BYU in McLean Stadium in Waco against the Cougars is now playing in Provo, Utah. And when I tell you, when A-Rod gets his hands on this kid, something special can happen. Something special can happen. I believe that Gerry Bohanon could be the starter for BYU next season after what I saw him do at Baylor University. He threw for 2,200 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in the Jeff Grimes offense, where he was not asked to do too much. And as long as he's not asked to do too much, he is a game controller. He is a field general. What he is going to give, what Gerry Bohanon is going to give you, because I've seen it with my own 2 eyes, is experience. It's the ability to run the football effectively. It's the ability to create and to do it intelligently. This dude, might I remind you, as a Baylor Bear, in a system where, remember that Jeff Grimes guy I just mentioned? You BYU folks, you know him. That same dude just got fired from Baylor as a scapegoat. I mean, like Dave Arena was going to lose his job, had to offload a bunch of people. Well, the offense was, nobody complained about the offense in 2021, where Gerry was nails. Won the Sugar Bowl, took them to the Big 12 championship, which Baylor eventually won. Gerry wasn't in that game due to injury, but he got him there. Bohanon beat BYU in Waco. Bohanon beat Oklahoma. He beat Texas that year, and his numbers would be even better if not for injury in that season. Gerry Bohanon was a really impressive quarterback at Baylor. You all saw it, BYU fans, and I do believe he can get back to that. This is my freshman year of college, would be his sophomore year. He's old. He's old, man. I was calling a game on the radio and for Baylor, and just remember him breaking a run off and thinking, oh my gosh, that might be the fastest dude in the team. And his legs are tree trunks, and watching practice in a quarterback battle and thinking, oh my gosh, this dude might not be electric, might not be a total game changer. He's not an elite quarterback. There are about 15 of those in the NCAA. But what he is a guy that knows how to win. And BYU needs that. Had 9 touchdown runs, 323 yards that year for Baylor in 2021, and he just won football games. So if that's what you want, then you got it in Gerry Bohanon. His arm also developed. I am watching him his sophomore year, 2019, against Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship, which, again, this is a cat that's played in a Big 12 championship in 2019, got the team to 1 in 2021, was absolutely lights out behind Charlie Brewer, and then stepped up as the starter and started and won a Sugar Bowl against Ole Miss. Same cat. I remember watching him in that Big 12 championship against OU in 2019. Jalen Hurts, that's how old he is. CeeDee Lamb and Jalen. I used a urinal next to CeeDee Lamb at that game. That's how old Gerry Bohanon is. Jeez. But in that one, going toe-to-toe with Jalen Hurts, he took it to overtime. Gerry Bohanon took it to overtime. Now, a cast of characters played quarterback for Baylor in that game, but I remember thinking, I don't think Gerry is ready. He's going to need some time. And guess what? Given time, he was good. At USF, he dealt with injuries. You didn't get to see the full encapsulation of what Gerry Bohanon can be, but I promise you, the same guy that only had, listen to this, he was only sacked 9 times in 2021. He's only been sacked 16 times in his career. Listen to this. Whoa. Somebody clip this and post this on Twitter. Gerry Bohanon has thrown 473 passes in his career in college football. That's a lot. He's only been sacked 16 times. Wasn't always playing behind an NFL caliber offensive line, but he was elusive. He's a guy who has played in a couple of Big 12 championships or gotten the team there, has won a Sugar Bowl, played in 2 Sugar Bowls, is as experienced, literally as experienced as they come in college football, and has delivered wins. That's why I think he can be effective. I think he can win. If he stays healthy, there are big ifs here. I'm giving you a lot of the positives. If he stays healthy, he can be a dynamic quarterback in the Big 12. And you'll remember, Locked On Big 12 2 years ago said that Gerry Bohanon would be QB of the year at Baylor in 2022. It was announced that Blake Shapen would be the starter. I bet Baylor regrets that move because Gerry Bohanon goes to USF and Blake Shapen never pans out. And now he's at Mississippi State. Bohanon's dealt with some bad coaching changes, some rough coaching decisions from his head coaches, but he's still here. He's still competing. And I think that BYU got a good one. Trust me on it. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Let him start. Gbo. I got some funny Gbo stories. If you want some funny Gbo stories, just let me know. Hit me up because I got plenty of them. Coming up, let's talk Will Howard to Ohio State with Jay Stevens, the host of Locked On Buckeyes here on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is where I go to find the last minute tickets for the lowest prices, guaranteed. I love to go to stuff. I go to concerts. I went to a concert the other day. I saw Turnpike Troubadours. Got my tickets at Game Time. That's right. GameTime.co. Download the app, the Game Time app. Easy to use. The only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. They're obsessed with finding ways to help you save money on tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, see your seat. Use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. Locked On, $20 off. Then with the $20 off, your tickets are $20. It's free. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed with Locked On.